guys, today I will show you the easiest, the fastest way to learn yourself how to do a wheelie on your monster fast BearEbike. First things first, the rear brake is really important. You have to be sure that it has enough power to stop you from falling over if you lean back too much. I recommend also to hold your hands on the handlebar in a specific way. I mean, the index finger from the rear brake lever has to be all the time on it, and the another hand has to have full grip on the handlebar without index finger on the front lever. It's more safe because when you have two fingers all the time on your front and rear brake levers, when something strange will happen, you can by accident also brake with the front wheel when you are up. So if you will grab your fingers together and brake down, you will touch down the ground with a blocked front wheel. In the start you have to master the picking up the front of your bike. To do that, you have to simultaneously pull up the front of your bike with your hands, push out with your legs the bike, and lean back and accelerate. These are four main things which are crucial for picking up your bike. You can also preload suspension slightly. I mean, compress and rebound. I would train it so many times until you are confident doing that, and without any problem you can pick up your front many times and maybe ride a short distance by accelerating. To feel the moment when your bike is in balance and get used to that it's going backwards, you can try in very slow speed pulling front of your bikes and putting your legs placing the ground. It will give you some freedom that if you lean back too much, you can bounce from your legs from the ground and correct your position of the bike, so you will understand better bike's behavior in short time. To be more familiar with the balance and working of the rear brake, you can on purpose overdo the wheelie and then hit the rear brake harshly. So if you feel that you are falling over, then hitting the brake and your bike will go back to the normal correct position really fast. Next step is to dare to lean back more to get you in balance. To do that, this has to be mix of all things together what I told you earlier. You should use your rear brake sensitively, not too hard and not too weak, because you will fly over. Also on the start you will be hitting harshly the ground a lot. It's normal, don't bother yourself with that. During the time you will get used to apply not too much pressure to your rear brake, and you will not be hitting the ground with your front so many times. Remember, if you are going fast, it's more difficult to pick your front up, but it's more stable when you ride. Also, be careful, because when you are speeding, your rear brake has less power to stop you from falling back. And of course, it will hurt more. On the end, I got few tips for you. If you get familiar to move weight off your body, you can also learn to turn slightly by properly positioning and twisting your body. To do that, you should learn to move your hips sideways when your head stays in the same place, and you can help yourself to turn with the steering wheel sometimes. Remember that the head and torso weigh a lot. If you feel you need to add more gas, sometimes you just need to lean back a little more instead. Believe me that someone who can control the bike behavior by accelerating and understanding a bit body position can really pass close to the obstacles without any problems. A slightly lower saddle position compared to the normal riding will be just right for the most of people to get a better feel for the balance. The place where you want to do a wheelie is important. If your way is uneven, it will be difficult to find a balance. It's easier to lift your bike and ride slightly uphill. An important piece of information is also how your controller is programmed and gives you power to accelerate. In e-bike's world, This is called soft start. If the gap between hitting the throttle and feeling of acceleration is too long, it will be a bit harder to feel the right moment to accelerate when operating the throttle. Rather, everyone rides with the dominant foot on the front, of course when you only operate throttle without pedaling. On a regular bike it is easier to do wheelies because it's light, but also harder because you have to pedal and there are forces associated with pedaling and the bike often collapses sideways. Riding on a rear wheel is not only just an addictive showpiece trick. Controlling the balance and pulling your bike to the rear wheel will give you a huge advantage off-road, as you will constantly start pulling the front wheel against various obstacles at all speeds. The position should be quite upright. Do not curl up, do not bend your arms too much and try to relax as much as possible. You will see that if you get used to the adequate braking with a rear brake, you will feel quite safe. This is what happens when you have air in the braking system, so your rear brake is not working properly, and anyway you absolutely want to show off with your skills. This was 62 kilometers and in spite of the body protectors, my ass was scratched a lot. And here I was so concerned how to show how to push the bike out with legs that I did not keep my finger on the brake lever. I can assure you that finding balance is wonderful and very addictive. Be careful with that. Now take your bike and practice! If you like the video and you are thinking that content was useful, please give me a like and consider subscribing to my channel. See you soon!